Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Baby Got Scraps. This is an YouTube and Instagram inspiration hop, and it is to use up your scrap paper and only use one 12 by 12 for your layout. So you can also use your 6 by 6 paper pads, so that is also an option. But I didn't use any 6 by 6 because I've got plenty of scraps to weed through. So I do end up using two 12 by 12s here because I'm doing a double page. So that really does count as just one 12 by 12 per page. The rest of it is all scrap paper. I went through my, I have a cool color bin and a warm color bin, and I pulled out all of the greens that I thought would work well for Christmas photos and all of the reds that I thought would work well for Christmas photos. And I ended up trimming all of these pieces down so that they don't have any jagged edges or any torn edges or any punched things punched out of them. So basically making lots of squares or rectangles. And you can see there that one had like a diagonal edge on it, and I know you can't see the whole trimmer, but you get the idea. And then I went through and I cut everything in half because I'm making a double page layout. So I basically have papers of all of the same measurements on the right as I do on the left. And I am going to go ahead and lay those out into what I think I'm going to use, but then I end up completely changing my mind and doing something totally different, which works out really to my benefit because the 4 photos that I'm using I thought were originally from all of the same event. They were all taken on the same day, and the kids are all wearing the same clothes, but they are actually 2 different events. And so we went from a homeschool meetup, which are the photos on the right hand side where they did a quick gift exchange, and this is how I thought my layout was going to look with all of these papers layered in there. And I actually really like how that looks on screen, but yeah, I don't end up doing that just simply because I realized I think I have 2 different events here, and so they will be probably side by side in my album because, like I said, they're on the same day, and I do file everything chronologically, but I didn't want them to be exactly the same. Well, they don't end up being exactly the same because the embellishments are different, and so so I end up doing something a little different, and I end up layering all of those papers behind my photos. Normally when I layer, I have really small pieces of papers showing so that there's, you don't see large chunks of any one pattern or design. But in this case, I kind of left everything really kind of opened up, and so you can see all of that pattern. And I do like the way it looks, and you can see there that I did end up trimming down a couple of different pieces of paper because I wanted to use them in more than just one spot on each side. So I cut them in half so that they would stretch even further. And yeah, I do really like how it looks. So the photos on the right hand side that are currently on the right hand side that I'm working with right now, that is from a 4-H gift exchange, and the idea is they read the Night Before Christmas story, and there's a couple of words that are said several times throughout the story, and every time that word is said, they pass the gifts to either the right or the left, depending on which word it is. And so that is what I'm working with on the right. And then on the left hand side, those photos are actually from a homeschool gift exchange, and we did 4-H with the families that were also in our homeschool group. So it's the same kids, and they're all wearing the same outfits, which is why I thought there was all one event originally. But yeah, it's 2 events, just the same day. So it's okay that they match, and it's okay that they, pretty much look the same in my book anyway. So, and in fact, they are going to be in my book, so I don't mind it. And I think it's actually kind of funny that that it came out this way. Now I am going to switch which photos are on which side. Probably doesn't matter to you, because I wanted that red border that's really long on the outside of each of the layouts. And the funny thing is, as I sped this up really fast because you don't need to sit and watch me do the exact same thing over again. And the funniest thing is it did the exact same thing. You can see by the papers that the red that has like that chevron is on the right hand side in both stacks. What I didn't realize was I was doing exactly what I did on the other side, and I should have been doing the exact opposite. So what I did was I turned that side, I rotated it 90 degrees or 180 degrees so that now that chevron red is on the inside. But that's not exactly how I started it, and in fact you can see that dark green paper that has the little leaves on it and stuff is upside down on the right hand side. I'm not too worried about it. It is what it is. Is it my favorite layout? Probably not my favorite layout, but it's stories told and pages that are complete, so I am happy about that part of it. So I did struggle with finding some embellishments that I really wanted to use. I end up using the ones that you see there, and I am going to trim this photo down in the corner. Somebody's foot was in the photo, and I don't really need that, and this wreath needs to go in this corner. I did not want to see the join of the papers or the corner of the photograph in the middle of the wreath, so that's why I trimmed it down. And for a second I thought I was going to put this little letter C that has like a little wreath around it as well in the center there, but then I don't end up putting anything in that. So my title on the left hand page is going to be Merry 4-H Christmas, and the one on the right hand side is going to be Presents from Patty. So yeah, that's what I end up with. And I use the white letters there that you see for 4-H. I am going to use a Sharpie and go over those and make those red. And I could have made them green, but they're on top of green right now. Green would have been probably more appropriate for 4-H, but I went ahead and went with the red. And you can see me testing it out there on a period or a dot on the foam and seeing how it worked. So I use a little bit of the pinkish and the red because there is kind of like a it needed a little bit of a deeper red, so I went over that pinkish with some of the red, and it looks good in the end. I like how it looks, and it works out. So about this hop, it's a month-long hop. There's a bunch of ladies playing along. Their links are going to be down below. It is their channel links, not the link to the direct video, because people are playing along when they can. Some are doing the entire month, and some are just doing it here and there. So you might have to go to their channel and look for the video and see what you find. But there is going to be a ton of inspiration because there's stuff going on all month and a lot of ladies playing along. So hopefully that inspires you to pull stuff from your scrap bin and use it up. I actually had to contact my friend who gave these gifts out and make sure I had some information correct, and that's why I'm coming back here and finishing up this layout at the end. And I went with black on this one. I thought the bold black looked really good, and I didn't want to, I wanted something to be a little different from the other layout, so that the title is different kind of lets you know that it's not all the same exact event. And then I'm just using some black enamel dots on both of my pages, and that is pretty much going to do it. The close-ups are coming up in just a few moments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for sticking with me through it, even though my explanation was a little confusing. I will see you next time. Bye.